We are live.
Namaskar, good morning, Sat Shri Akal, Vanakkam. Once again, it's Saturday and the clock is ticking 11. And here we are in our 149th webinar session. I know, amazing. It's been a long journey in last 2 years. I mean, after this pandemic, when the pandemic was a big hit and it was a disaster for everybody. Just one thing happened good as this platform that brought us together, where we got to know many things, we got to share so many things, and we have learned so many things. And especially for me, the Saturday has become very meaningful. This 1 hour session every Saturday, preparing for it, speaking to different speakers, getting into different content subjects, trying to bring out new things, trying to incorporate things which are leisure known or untouched. So, my experience and my learnings, I mean, my journey was amazing. So, today we are here and today we are going to have a session on festival themes. And this is celebrated across India, but with different names. And slightly different, but the methodology or the beliefs are almost same. So today we will be learning more about themes. But before that, I'd like to introduce the speaker of the day. We are having today Mr. Nilesh Sinha. He is an tour guide. I mean, he's a regional level tour guide, and presently he is residing in Varanasi and showcasing the beauty of Varanasi to the enthusiast tourists. But before that, he started his career in media industry. So he started with being with All India Radio. Then he joined Big FM, then Red FM, and so on. So, but now he is presently in Varanasi. So if anyone wants to go to Varanasi and wants to take his suggestions or his assistance, you can always get in touch with him. And along with him, we have got our very dear and very supportive personality, Ajay Singh Sir, the president of Tour Guide Association. And so, without wasting time, I would like to invite the speakers to share their theme. And Ajay Sir, over to you.
Muthushi ji, this is our teamwork. As Dekho Apna Desh slogan was given by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. But if you see here, mm, it was executed in tourism industry by our beloved Madam Rupinder Brar ji. So she came forward, and under her patronage, our team, uh, we came forward, and then now not only the Dekho Apna Desh webinar, uh, other webinar series also we started under the banner of Ministry of Tourism.
Could
This
we,
is one of them, 75 destination with tour guides. Our tour guides are well educated, and as the Rupinder Brar ma'am, she identified the the caliber of these guide. We
that is
were RLG guides, regional level guide, but now we are incredible India tourist guide. So
true.
all, if you see the incredible India tour guide list, and if you go to the qualifications, so 100% they are graduate because the minimum qualification was graduation. After that, if you see, 80% they are postgraduate, 10% they are PhD, and if you see the postgraduates, 20% they are the MBA, master degree. So the like this well educated bunch of the guides who are trained by Ministry of Tourism, And now we are here, our team is here. Motosi ji, we know without you nothing is possible. You work very hard and bring these
Thank you,
all the
thank you.
things to the platform. So now the Nilesh ji is here. Nilesh Sinha, he is also General Secretary of the Tourist Guide Association Varanasi. And as Motosi ji told you, he was in All India Radio, he was in G News channel, he also is a renowned blogger. So like that, Nilesh is well educated and very friendly personality. So the now Nilesh stage is yours and come forward, show us Tej, which is one of the most important festival in India, especially for the women's community. This is an amazing festival in different part of the country with the different name. Tej is being celebrated in our area in Varanasi and surrounding area. We also, know this Kajri Tej, and the whole month, if you see the women from the village, they come to the one big, the we call that one Darwaja, and who have a big place in front of the house. All the women they come there, they sing during the night, they dance, they even play kabaddi. So like that there is a lot of activity during the Shravan month. So how Tej is very important in our society. Nilesh ji is going to present that. So we are here with Nilesh ji to show you the best episode of 75 Destination of Tour Guide. Nilesh ji, stage is yours. Come forward.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Ajay Singh ji, Motosri Madam ji, and Ministry of Tourism. And I welcome you all on this another episode of Dekho Apna Desh webinar. And today, as my topic is Tej, the celebration of unification. We often say, whenever we talk about India. Most of us who are listening to me right now, belongs to this fraternity or guide fraternity or the tourism ministry or the tourism fraternity people. We often say that India is a land of festival. When we say India is a land of festival, what does that mean? That means every moment of our life, we celebrate, we whatever is going by or going past by, we will remember for coming days. And always, whenever we meet someone or the other, we can always say, yes, we did this at this particular time, and that is how our life is always joyful. Uh, in my presentation, Teach, where we will be discussing about this festival which is being celebrated in the month of Shravan Mas, and we in the Shravan month, there are two ways to it. That one is it's a Choti Teej which comes in the Shravan month, and another one which is a big Teej which comes at the Bhadrapada. Before going to all these things, I would like to tell you what all we do and how the things move in the festivity manner. We start with the definition of peace, why we celebrate, and when we celebrate. The third day of the fortnight is being said, according to Hindu calendar, it is being said that it is
Nilesh is sorry to interrupt
okay.
screen.
Am I cannot hear you.
Can you put your PPT on
P-
screen?
Okay, it is okay. Just
PPT on, please.
okay. I thought I had started. Just a second. Uh, Share the screen.
Yes,
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 it is visible now.
yes, yes,
Okay. So, shall I start now?
yes.
Okay. So the definition, like the third day of the fortnight, we in India we follow a Hindu calendar. And in this, the third day is being considered as Tritiya, or here, when we're talking about this particular festival, we are calling it a Tej. What is Hindu calendar or a Hindu lunar calendar? Let's talk about this first. Today, everyone across the globe follow the 12 months of 365 days. This calendar is purely a solar, meaning it depends purely on the movement of Earth around the Sun, and was first introduced by the famous Roman Julius Caesar, and that is also back in 45 BC. It is today called the Gregorian calendar. Moon or Sun. However, throughout most of history, most calendars were based on the moon, and each waxing and waning of the moon would count as 1 month. One example of this is a Muslim Hijri calendar, which takes 12 lunar months. However, 12 lunar months are only 354 days, which is 11 days shorter than a solar year. This creates a problem because if people use purely the lunar calendar, the month in which spring, summer, or winter occur will change from year to year basis, as the season depends on the Earth's movement around the sun. In fact, every few years, summer would occur in the month of December. Imagine, the December is a month where we know that it is a winter time, but it is a summer according to lunar, if it goes like that. So, for spring or summer to come at the same time every year, the lunar calendar needed to somehow match with the solar year. The ancient Indians came up with a calendar that is very interesting mix of these two, moon and sun. The Hindu calendar is known as lunisolar calendar. The 12 months move according to the moon, and the year is 354 days long. However, every third year, 33 extra days, which is sorry, 36, yes, 11 days extra per year into 3. So 33 extra days comes to it, are added by creating. Now, what we do in the lunar calendar, lunisolar calendar, we have created one extra lunar month of 29 days. The remaining 4 days are adjusted here and there. The 12 Indian months are, if I'll give you the Hindi name of the month of January, February. So the Indian months are, it starts with Chaitra, then comes Vaisakh, then comes Jyeshtha, then Asad, then Shravan, then Bhadra, Ashwani follows, then comes Kartik, then Aghana, then Posh, then Magha, and Falgun. The last one where we celebrate afterwards the Holi. So every 3 years, one of these months occur twice in the same year. It is like having two Marches or two Julys in a year. Indian months are also divided into two halves, as we always say fortnight. So it has been divided into two halves. One is always waning moon, which is a Krishna Paksh, and another one is a waxing moon, which is a Shukla Paksh. Uh, so if so, this is the thing. So if I'll say, when does the time start? When exactly we have started all these things? So if I'll say today, along with the Gregorian calendar, most country uses the year of the birth of Jesus Christ as the 0 year. But this was not the case until British rule started in India. What was the thing? It was basically Indian kings absolutely love to declare new 0 year or the zero date when they started a new dynasty. So whenever they came on the throne, they started a zero date from there onwards. And it is to signify the beginning of a golden era. This zero date would be followed throughout their kingdom. So that throughout their kingdom, that date was followed. And again, now the problem occurs whenever the next dynasty comes, they again start from the zero. So it has what has happened across India. There were hundreds of dynasties. So there are hundreds of different calendars were there. If I'll give you an example, back in the history, it will be saying that Gupta era beginning in 319 AD, or the Harsha era beginning in 606 AD. So this made comparing days for the and the years is very difficult for the historians, and that was one of the reasons why there has to be a unified thing needed. And here comes a very handy thing was the Gregorian calendar. So that helped them exactly how to calculate all these dates from when to when. Even when I said that beginning of Gupta era in 319 AD, so that has been calculated from the Gregorian year by the historians. Uh, in India, if I'll say there are two main calendars in common use today, two main Hindu calendars, I would say. The Vikram Samvat with a 0 point is a 1507 BC, and the Shaka Samvat with a 0 point of 78 AD. We, as a constitution, adopted Vikram Samvat, the 57 BC one. And accordingly, the Hindu calendar is also being used at many times whenever you see any of the government ads these days, which day exactly according to Hindu calendar this festival or this event is coming up. You probably must have noticed. Uh, so uh, they are used for calculating the dates of all Hindu festivals. Like now, these calendars are basically being used for calculating when the Diwali will come and when the Holi will come. The Hindu calendar. The really odd thing in both the origin of these zero dates are really murky and unclear though, because at many times it has been said that Vikram era was founded either by the Shaka king Aegis or the legendary king called Vikramaditya. But we have no historical records of any Vikramaditya in that period. That is also one debatable thing. The Shaka era is speculated to have been founded either by the Kushan king Kanishka or the king Salivahan of central India. So these are the things which is definitely there, but these are the these are the Hindu calendars what we follow in today's world. It is quite amazing that a billion people follow calendar with a random zero dates. Why these two calendars with no real significance should have survived in the mystery? It in another calendar. 0 points are extremely important dates for those cultures. For Christian era, if I'll say the beginning of the birth of Christ, the ancient Roman calendar with the foundation of Rome, the Islamic calendar marks the migration of the Prophet from Mecca to Medina, and so on. Now, from here, I will tell you the Shukla and Krishna Paksh. As I said, the Hindu calendars have two halves, and each one is of 15 days. So the first one, if I'll, the dates have special role. See, we always say that whatever we follow as a festival wise in India, the dates are very important. Especially, we say that we follow a panchang as well in India. So panchangs are of two types. One is a daily panchang, and another one is of a monthly panchang. Accordingly, we decide which thing when it is coming and how long this will remain to celebrate or to do the thing. Uh, as I said, the Hindu calendar, we divided into 30 days. These 30 days divided into two sides, in which one Paksh of 15 days is called Shukla Paksh, and the remaining 15 days is called a Krishna Paksh. The more and the lesser phases of the moon are called Shukla Paksh. That means from no moon till the full moon night comes, that is a Shukla Paksh. And from the full moon night to the no moon night is called the Krishna Paksh. The part between, as I said, so that is how these two parts have been divided. It has been said that auspicious works are not performed at the time of Krishna Paksh. There are some exceptions are there though, but yes, mostly what we follow, that we do not follow any auspicious work at that point of time. The part between full moon and new moon, sorry, it is believed that whenever there is a Krishna Paksh, it is not appropriate to do any auspicious work. Actually, behind this, there is a decreasing phase of the moon in astrology. As the day progresses after the full moon, the moon decreases. So that is how the fortnight, the Shukla Paksh and the Krishna Paksh has been divided. And as I said, Shukla Paksh is the time when you mostly do all the good things. Good things means all the auspicious and festival things we perform at that point of time. We always say the celebration is part of our life. How do we celebrate? Celebration, as in the beginning of my introduction, I said we celebrate anything and everything. We in India celebrate each moment of our life, as I said, as we have many festivals, because in our country there are many religions like Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, Jain, Buddhist, and many more. And they all have festivals like Holi, Eid, Guru Nanak Jayanti, Buddha Purnima, Christmas, etc. Since India has a large Hindu population, it is natural that most of its festivals are Hindu festivals. Since Hindu personify nature and human feelings, and they have many gods and goddesses, thus the number of festivals to worship them. And also festivals in India revolves around Lord's birthday, traditional myths, seasonal changes, relationship, and much more. And these festivals are celebrated irrespective of religion or caste in the country, bringing people closer and creating a strong bond of humanity. We Indians give special importance to our festivals. Special arrangements are made for the celebration of various festivals each year. Be it a village or big cities, there is a joy all around. All the places are decked up during the festival season. If I talk about main festivals of India, that includes Diwali, Holi, Raksha Bandhan, Ganesh Chaturthi, and Teej, what we are discussing today. Durga Puja is there, Pongal is there, Makar Sankranti is there, Dashera is there, Bhai Dooj, Shivratri. There are many more. There's a list which is endless. And people in our country love celebrating the festival. That is the best part because, see, we, as one of the oldest civilizations, the culture came first here and we decided how to go about it. And that has developed the festivity in our culture. And we celebrate our festivals with our near and dear ones. Each Indian festival has its own unique way of celebration, and we follow the tradition while celebrating the same. As I said before, no matter what caste or creed you belong to, you give your 100% to celebrate any festival of the country. Even our national festivals like Independence Day or Gandhi Jayanti or Republic Day is being celebrated with full of enthusiasm. The one of the biggest festival of ours is coming on this 15th of August, where we will be entering into the 76th years of our independence. Uh, Now from here, uh, we will, sorry, now I will come to why we celebrate these. So this is something which has a mythological aspect and a nature aspect to it. If I'll say the mythological one, it has been said that India is just it. So it is celebrated in the Hindu month Tej. It's celebrated in the month of Shravana. In the beginning, I said, and it is always been celebrated on the third day. Mythological aspect is there's a very famous story behind it, where goddess Parvati, and it is like we started with like Tej Vrat ki Katha, the story of Tej Vrat or the fasting Tej fasting story. Uh, in this, we have a Haryali Tej and Hartalika Tej. So I'll share one story, which is Haryali Tej comes in the Shravan Math and Hartalika comes in the Bhadra Math, which is exactly after the Shravan Math. And the Tithi or the date is same. So here, if I'll tell you one story of Hartalika Tej, how it all has started. So it says like uh, the word Hartalika comes from addition of two words, which is Harat, which means abduction, and Alika, which means female friend. So the friend who had abducted goddess Parvati from her house, and how it happens according to a spiritual legend, goddess Parvati performed severe austerity along the banks of the river Ganga. She did this in order to have Lord Shiva as her husband. However, being an ascetic, Lord Shiva did not know about her. Her father, Himalaya, was concerned on seeing her in this condition. So, at the suggestion of Maharishi Narad, he promised her hand in marriage to Lord Vishnu. Goddess Parvati told this news to her friends, and that is the time when the friends abducted her to save her from this marriage. Goddess Parvati was taken to the thick forest where she performed penance and immersed herself in the adoration of Lord Shiva for many years. Finally, Lord Shiva took notice of her devotion. He appeared before her in his divine form and agreed to marry her. From that moment onward, Goddess Parvati has been worshipped as Hartalika, and Hartalika Tej is observed in the memory of her devotion and penance. Now I'll tell you the nature aspect. That was the mythological aspect. And now I'll tell you the nature aspect of it. In the month of Shravan, a sheet of greenery scattered all around. In the rainy season, which is Shravan Mas, water keeps raining everywhere, which certainly fills our heart with joy, as only greenery is seen around all around us. In the lap of greenery, nature rejoices, as if earth is greeting everyone with its green arms. India, primarily being an agrarian society, rains become all the more important for farmers. And as our uh, title says, celebration of unification. So here I can always say this is the time when heaven or the sky is being united by rain, as rain is becoming the bridge between the two. Considering the month of Shravan as the month of Lord Shiva, we Hindu worship Lord Shiva. Kavadiyas perform Abhishek of Lord Shiva by bringing water from various rivers and ponds across the country. The month of Sawan brings different fun and excitement. So that is the natural aspect, that we are celebrating the time of rain. Although this year few of our states are receiving quite heavy rains, probably those state people might not be enjoying it. But overall, this is something which is always the time when the mind is very calm. We are enjoying wherever we are looking at, it is all around greenery towards us, and we accept and we enjoy rains like anything. From here, I will move to types of teeth across India. So, as I said, Parvati is also known as Matij Mata. Married women receives gifts from their own family on this day, which mainly includes clothes, henna, bangles, bindi, and ghavers in some part of the country, and some parts gujia is being offered or gifted to the ladies, and we call it Sindhora as well in this part of the country. This part means Uttar Pradesh, Eastern Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, region of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. So Sindhora has been called. In Rajasthan, it is also called Gaver, and this gaver is basically a very we all know it is one of the very important sweet at the time of this particular season. When you travel in Rajasthan especially, or in the parts of western parts of Uttar Pradesh, even now it has become part of all across India though, but specifically the gaver of that area is quite famous, which has been if I'll say the gifts what has been given, it is exactly how we say at the time of Karwa Chauth in the northern part of India, Delhi, surrounding Delhi, Punjab and Haryana region, where at the Karwa Chauth, it has been the ladies or the married woman is being offered with baya, where all these gifts have been collected together and given it to the married woman. Now, we'll, although it is in my presentation, it is written in a format like Hartalika Tej, Kajri Tej, Haryali Tej, Akha Tej or Akshaya Tritiya, Avra Tej, Julan Utsav, Kajal Tej, Kevda Tej. I'll give you a little example of these. I'll give you a little bit of definition of all these things, where and how it has been celebrated. Like Haryali Tej, as per Hindu mythology, it is the day when Lord Shiva accepted goddess Parvati as his wife in her 108th birth year. Every year to commemorate the union of the two deities, this day is celebrated all across the country. It is observed on the third day of Shukla Paksh of Shravan Mas. It is also known as Shravan Tej. Also, we call it a Choti Tej. It is observed, or there is another name to it, which is Madhu Sarva Tej. It is observed in the northern states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh. It is observed. It is one of the important festival in Haryana, and is even an official holiday here. Boys traditionally fly kites on this day. In the evening, folk singing and dancing is enjoyed. It is known as Tiyan in Punjab. Kajri. Now, Kajri Tej is celebrated again on the third day of the Shukla Paksh in Bhadrapada month of Hindu calendar. Uh, it is called Budhi Tej in Rajasthan and also known as Badi Tej, as it is follow Haryali Tej, which is known as Choti Tej. Women in Uttar Pradesh pray to Lord Shiva on the day and sing folk songs called Kajri. So the traditional singing is Kajri, what we call it, and that is why this name also has been associated with this festival. And it is basically being sing by the time of uh, celebrating the women's, married women's prosperous life. Uh, Now, although I have explained Hartalika Teej before as well, as per the legend, this was the day when goddess Parvati built a Shivalingam with sand and slid on the holy river Ganga. The Lord Shiva got impressed with it so much that he decided to marry her. On this day, women observe Nirjala Vrat as well, where they do not take water the entire 24 hours, or it is 36 hours though. Uh, there are other things, as I said, Akhatij or Akshay Tritiya. It is celebrated on the third day of full moon of Vaishakh month. It is the birthday of Parashuram, the sixth incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Ved Vyasa and Lord Ganesha started writing the epic Mahabharata on this specific day. There's another called Avra Teej. Now, Avra Teej is celebrated in the month of Vaishakh in part of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. There's another one called Jhullan Utsav, which is also called Jhullan Leela or Hindola Utsav, coincides with Haryali Teej. It is associated with Krishna and Radha and is celebrated in Bank of it is celebrated in Bake Bihari temple and other temples of Vrindavan. The festival lasts for 13 days until Janmashtami comes. There's another one is Kajal Teej, which is primarily celebrated in Telangana Telangana state. It starts, and from there onwards, the many festival starts afterwards. It is one of the biggest festival of the Banjara community. And Kevda Teej is mainly observed in Gujarat. It is celebrated on the third day of Shukla Paksh or Bhadrapad or the month of Bhadrapada. Now, from here, we will, as we are moving towards the next slide of ours, which is rituals, where we have how do we perform this and what exactly we do. Ladies on this particular day, what they do is that they gather together in an open area or in a temple in front of the goddess Parvati statue in a semicircle formation, and they explain or they narrate the story of Hartalika or goddess Parvati meeting Lord Shiva. And through in that, what they do, whatever gift or the offerings they have bought for the goddess Parvati and Lord Shiva, they collect together and they presented it or they first put in front of the idol, and they each narrate the story to each other. That is how this is being celebrated. And that very day, many ladies also offer food to the unmarried girls or the Brahmin ladies as well, so that the blessings of theirs and also the god Lord Shiva and Parvati will be happy with this, and they keep their wishes, good wishes upon them for always throughout their life. We always say, whenever a married woman takes a blessing of some elder people, we always say, Akhanda Saubhagyavati Bhava. So that is the kind of thing. And here, there are certain things which they follow in performing this. And in that, one of the very important part is solar shringar. What does this solar shringar mean? Basically, 16 different things which is being worn by a married woman on that particular day. What are those things? It starts with sindoor, bindi, kajal, मेहंदी, गजरा, मांग टीका, नथ, कान का गहना, गले का हार और मंगल सूत्र, बाजूबंद, chudiya or bangles, uh, anguthi or the ring, kamarband or the waistband, payal or anklet, bichia, which is a toe ring, and at the end is snap or the bead. So we all know that how grand and unique our Indian culture is, and has been the most unique in our dresses and makeup, which considered a symbol of pride of Indian women. We have seen our Indian women adorn them for centuries. Their identity is solar shringar. Therefore, in our India, on the Tej festival, women decorate and make up like a queen, which is considered the most important for marriage in Sanatan Dharma. If I'll give you the scientific reason of few of them, like vermilion, which we wore, or the sindoor, what we call it, it is been one of the very important part of a married woman, and it has been said without wearing this sindoor you will not considered as a married woman. Yeah, so it has been said that why we put it and where we exactly put it is filled in the middle line of the brain. Here are the nerves of our brain, and the red land oxide present in vermilion gives relief to that nerve. So that is the scientific point. And another, we put it a bindi right in front, which is between the two eyes, and it is activate the meditating point and concentration. And because when we the activate the nerves activated there by putting pressure on it, and the concentration increase further. Many of us sit on meditation, and we always, it has been told that you should concentrate your concentration towards the center of your eyes. So see that is one thing. Mehendi, especially this is a very humid time, and it has been applied on the hands as well as on the legs, and that keeps your body cool. That is one main aspect of applying mehendi, and it is very beautifully being decorated on your hands. It looks quite neat and attractive. At the time of marriage, even the male also do henna on their hands. uh, as I was telling you, that this is the time when we sing Kajri. And when you say Kajri, there is one part, what we put is Gajra as well. Like we put a Gajra or a flower garland on our hair. And the fragrance of that flower, it gives a calmness. And it has been said, when you sing and the Gajra is not there, so that means the singing is incomplete, because it keeps your mind calm. Uh, like this, bangles. Yes, there is another importance of bangles when we talk about the bangles. Bangles has been worn by the women. It has been said wherever there is a bangle, that means Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi resides there. And such, that is what we believe, or the elders believe. But wearing gold and silver ornaments in your hand also benefits the body, which is very true as well. Waistband, if I'll give you an example of kamarband or the waistband, the waistband shows that the wife is the owner of the house. Everything is in her right. But in the eyes of science, by tying that jewelry in that waist, it does not allow the fat on the waist to freeze. So that is the scientific reason. Anklet, or the pile, what we say, chanting of anklet when you walk, the chanting of the sound, or the sound which comes out of the anklet, brings happiness to the house. But wearing silver anklets on the feet gives relief in swelling of the anklet, and also brings that swelling part, or it is, and again, it has a health aspect to it. So the swelling will not occur if you will be wearing continuously the tanglets around your ankle. Uh, Bathing is an important part because the first step whenever we start any prayer or anything, we take bath. And in this, in the earlier time, before getting makeup on, we regularly put shikakai on our hair, bringraj, amla, other uptans, ingredients in baths so that we look very fresh and attractive. That is one of the main reasons of taking a bath at that point of time. Or regularly as well, we always say that. Uh, Nirjala Vrat. Now, this was the Solar Shringar, which has few of them I've explained as a scientific reason behind that. Nirjala Vrat. This is one important Vrat where imagine a lady or a married woman is not drinking a single drop of water for almost or more than 24 hours. She starts as early as 4 a.m. She gets up, she takes bath, and before that, only before starting the prayer, she drinks whatever she can. And now from there onwards, till the next morning, until she performs the house prayer, she will not be drinking any water. So that is because she wants that her husband should prosper in life and she should always remain like a queen, and whatever expectation, whatever desire she that has been fulfilled by the goddess Parvati. And this all has come from the penance what the goddess Parvati has performed to get a desired husband, Lord Shiva, for herself. And thereon, the things we all know that. So that is the Nirjala Vrat. In the beginning, when I was explaining, I told you that idol worship is an important part. Few parts of India, especially where I am coming from. I am coming from Varanasi. At present, I am in Varanasi. This is the part where we worship the pottery or the clay made statue of Lord Shiva and Parvati. That has been plays in front of us and we perform, we listen to the story of Hartalika or the Tej Vrat Katha in front of that statue. Whatever we offer to that statue. And afterwards, when this thing is finished or this Vrat is finished, we immerse that clay statue into the river. So that is the idol worship what we perform at that point of time. So this is how the ritual and the Vrat Katha and the Tej importance I have explained it to you. Now, here I will say thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Probably there are few questions you might be having. You can always ask me. And now over to Moteshri ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you.
थैंक यू नीलेश सर, दैट वाज सो अमेजिंग। आई मीन जिस तरह से आपने एक्सप्लेन किया कि ये 16 श्रृंगार और फिर ये मैथोलॉजी से कनेक्टेड और कैसे मेहंदी का भी क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है। मतलब वी नो वी अप्लाई मेहंदी टू लुक गुड टू डेकोरेट आवर हैंड्स एंड लेग्स, बट इसकी एक इम्पोर्टेंस भी है कि इट कीप्स अस कूल। काफी चीजों में मतलब आपने जो चीजों को बड़े आसानी से इतने एक्सप्लेन किया। नाइस टू लिसन टू यू। आई मीन
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank
every
you.
yeah, every festival in our country, it's like celebrating every moment of life. That's what you started with, and that's
Actually,
really amazing.
Motosi ji, I belongs to the village, and in village especially, the Kajri is, the one of the most important festival, basically most important festival of women's, and they wait for this festival. And
Okay.
there is a celebration for whole month. During the Shravan, all the women, in village we have early dinner around 8 o'clock, 8:30. Everybody finish dinner, and after that around 9 o'clock, all the women they come to one place. They choose we call already I mentioned that the place is chosen by the goddess Parvati, and they choose the place women that
I think
they
Anis
to
sir
each
is
other,
facing some.
they the
Mhm.
enjoy pan and jalebi, like this lot of activities going on. They
It
also
is
play
celebrated for
kabaddi.
a month. So it is celebrated for a month.
A whole month,
Okay,
for a
and it's
month,
done
every evening, for a month. And finally the last day of the Shravan Pada, actually the calendar is very important in the Tej system. That's why the Nilesh was explaining about the calendar system.
the
So the last day, the whole night they don't sleep. We call
okay.
that one Rath Jaga. And the women, they celebrate the whole night festivals, they sing the song, they play the games and have all the activities there the whole night. And they eat together, like this. A lot of activities there. That is the final day of the Kajari Tej, especially in Purvanchal. And next morning they go together to the river, or if there is no river nearby, if there is the water pond, water tank, all the women and the girls, they go there, take a bath together, sing the song, pray the Lord Shiva and the Parvati. So a lot of activities is related to this festival. And
I mean,
all,
it's lot of fun, lot of activities. I mean, and starting from what rituals, then
yes,
sports, then music, and then dance. I mean, culture. I mean, everything is involved in this 1 month of period. And the
yes.
people, I think, the I mean, preparation part and the post. I mean, after the festival, I mean, it's the huge impact giving to the. I mean,
Huge
the whole.
impact. And always they sing the folk songs. Now these things are day by day disappearing due to commercialization. People are moving from the village to the city, and in city everybody is just running. They don't have time to perform this kind of the rituals. Otherwise, the in village still these things are alive. The people perform these rituals and the folk songs. If the
That is
involved in that, that is really amazing. And
that
for
is
the activities,
yes.
one thing I want to share here with our viewers, that I'm giving an example. For 1 month they choose the my house for this the evening celebration, because I had the big darwaja, and around 4,000 square feet area was the play zone, like that. So that was a good place to play the kabaddi and the other things, so that they choose there. But what's happened, around 9 o'clock, all the male, we go inside the house until they don't finish their whole the activities. When they finish their whole activities, then we were allowed to come out. So it was a kind of, for us it was a kind of
So
punishment.
educated.
But the same time it was so nice that you can hear that wonderful musics and that, oh my god, it's like this. So after always it come during the month of Shravan, so the just we passed the summer. Now we are conditioning this luxury life, that luxury life, but when it was not, people were waiting for the monsoon. Monsoon brings the the greenery. Monsoon brings the happiness to our life. So this festival is also celebrated to harvesting the greenery, the activities, the coolness in our life. So like this, it is the always noted as a big festival, especially in the village area.
So
Over to you.
it's very tempting the way you said, the way these festivals are. I mean, taken care of. I mean, it's very, very, very tempting. Getting a 1 month leave and attending this kind of it is really a big, I mean, a difficult thing for us. But then I think one should have this experience. I mean, that
Yes.
really makes sense.
You are
I mean,
most welcome. You come to Varanasi, you can spend a month, and the local area, the surrounding area, you can enjoy the Kajri Tej. It's always amazing.
I mean, that is the reason why. we say that life belongs to village.
Yes,
I mean, actual, the real life, the real India belongs to village.
you
Whatever
are
we,
right.
so
There is a very
we are missing
important
something.
saying, if I'll say, there is a very important saying in this part of the country, where Varanasi, I would rather say, that we have, in Hindi, I would say, Saat Var, Nau Tyohar. So that means we have 7 days in a week and we have nine different festivals to celebrate within those 7 days. So that is the kind of celebration what is being, as you're talking about the village, of course, that is what the kind of atmosphere we have in Varanasi, we always say that please come, there is something or the other is always going on, which is very much visible to anyone and everyone whosoever visits this city at any time of the year, I would say. What?
I believe everyone who are here right now, I mean, listening to your and Ajay sir's this, talks, I believe everybody is feeling like at least once they should try this. I mean, it's an amazing festival, and it's not just about the festival; it's about the entire process, the entire thing. I mean, it's so relaxing. I mean, we hardly get to do any kind of such activities. I mean, together in one place.
Yes,
It
yes, yes,
happens
yes.
everything in one place.
Yeah, it was a lot of activities like the women's. They were the putting henna to the each other hands. They help to each other. Now the beauty parlors, they are the henna walis, they are this and that. But when it was not, so the women's they help to each other. They put henna, in each other hands, and they celebrate it. In the Sawan month, you cannot see a single woman without henna. So the henna also play the major role. Why is the henna in Shravan month? One thing, when the monsoon comes, so the leaves in the henna tree comes a lot. So you have a lot of that product as well. So a lot
Mm.
of activities
Natural,
and
yeah, so naturally you're putting it, I mean, not that packed one. So they
yeah,
make it at home and they make the paste and all and they
yes,
apply.
yes, 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 yes.
Nice to know all these things.
So thanks, Nilesh. It was a wonderful presentation. You also explained calendar system very well because in these festival, especially there is a large number of the kajaris, many kajaris, type of kajaris. So this also falls according to the calendar system. That's why he was explaining the calendar system as well. So easy to understand the which kajari falls on which particular day. So we bring this episode to all our guests and thanks to our the technical team who work very hard, and thanks to all the viewers. And the last word, if the Motosi ma'am want to say something, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ajay sir. Thank you, Nilesh sir. I think Nilesh sir, this is the first time you are presenting something in our Dekho Apna Desh platform, and you did very well. So we will keep in touch and we will try to bring out some more topics from your end if you would love to share it with us. So with that, I would like to thank everyone who joined today. Thank you for being with us. ऐसे ही जुड़े रहिए और देखते और दिखाते रहिए अपना अतुल्य भारत। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you.